And Birmingham Waterworks Board Chairman Sherry Lewis is actually still in the jail right now. As you mentioned, we were the only journalists here as she turned herself in. I did ask her if she had any response to the charges, and she did not acknowledge me and did not answer any of my questions. We are, Wendell, and the National Weather Service actually just arrived telling me that this is definitely the most severely damaged part of Fairfield. You can look down here. I want you to take a look at just the ABC liquor store that was hit and look at all the inventory still sitting there, but the walls down, the roof destroyed. The ABC board confirms that one employee and two customers who were in the store were injured. And the report literally just got it. You can feel it's still warm, just printed, got it minutes ago, so we're still going through it. We will have more details for you coming up. But while the House Impeachment Committee was waiting this afternoon for this report, Speaker of the House, Mac McCutcheon, called for Governor Bentley to resign. Quite a few new details coming out. For one, it says Governor Bentley directed a state law enforcement officer to advance his personal interests. We were in Governor Bentley, just left the courtroom here at the Montgomery County Courthouse. Well, Dave, I'm here now live with Ellen Brooks, the acting attorney general for the Bentley case, and we were talking right after the plea deal, and you were telling me you hope this sends a message to all public officials saying that nobody is above the law.
Absolutely.
Hey Facebook, Lauren Walsh here from ABC 3340 News. We are in Huntsville today at the Von Braun Center, where President Donald Trump is going to have a rally tonight. Now, he's coming to endorse Senator Luther Strange in the Senate Republican runoff, which is coming up just this Tuesday. Judge Moore, Beverly Young Nelson says she'll testify under oath. Will you do the same? So Judge Roy Moore now walking back into the volunteer fire station here in Gallant. We're in Etowah County in Gallant, where Roy Moore lives. You heard him say about the newest accuser today that he says he did not do what she's saying. She said earlier with her attorney she's prepared to testify under oath. I just asked Roy Moore if he's prepared to do the same. He walked away. He did not take any questions. Brenda, as we were putting this story together, we were really focusing on finding people who were actually there working at the mall who could tell us what they remembered. And Janet Reeves is one of the women who talked to us, who tells us that she began working at the mall in 1978 after she graduated high school. She told me she remembers seeing Moore walking around the mall in nice clothes. She called him a creepy man who talked to young girls. And it has a divorce complaint, and it's signed by Judge Moore in Etowah County. If Chris McCauley, my photographer, can zoom in on this, I can show you where Judge Moore signed it on the last page. This is what campaign chairman Bill Armistead just passed out. And this is what they're talking about. You can see after Roy Moore's signature, you see this little D. And this was a major point that Attorney Jarecki was trying to make in this news conference, where he said in the yearbook signature, it has Roy Moore, DA, after it. And they're saying that Roy Moore does not remember signing DA after his name. And they're saying this is maybe where that DA came from. So you can see this DA here. It does look quite different than the DA that was posted in the yearbook, but this is part of their argument to say that they say that Nelson's accusations are not true. Brenda, it centers around this. Reporters want Moore to answer questions about sexual misconduct allegations, serious allegations, and his supporters here today did not want those questions asked. And they made that clear after reporters tried to ask those questions at the end of the faith-based press conference today.
You were not asked to ask personal questions about Mr. Moore. We wanted to hear what he had to say about the issues.
So in another clip that I have on my Twitter account right now, I actually asked one of these supporters, I said, look, you're calling us all reporters from the swamp, but I'm actually an Alabama reporter. I live here in Birmingham, and I haven't been able to ask the U.S. Senate candidate questions, and that's a concern. And to that, he dismissed my concerns and basically blamed the media for Roy Moore's lack of availability to ask any questions. And this goes along with the Moore campaign, and Moore supporters have been trying to label all of these allegations fake news. They are working to try to continue to get voters to believe Moore instead of the accusers. Pam, it is a very quiet room other than some Christian music playing here at the RSA Activity Center. I can tell you a couple minutes before the race was called, the room really got quiet as Jones took the lead, and it has remained quite quiet. You can just see the surprise on many of more supporters' faces. And we have not seen Moore again since the race was called, but earlier we did see him walk out and greet some supporters, did not make any comments. Chris, I'm live now with Secretary of State John Merrill giving us a recap on what happens now. Mr. Merrill, what happens?
Well, Lauren.
This is my story. This is my song.
13 inmates determined not to let their past story define their future song. 4 days a week, these men are in the classroom taking a full course load from Birmingham Theological Seminary.
I know I've been renewed in my mind spiritually, and that's what I was missing.
Wardell has been in prison 16 years. When he finishes this 2-year program, he and other graduates will be sent to prisons across Alabama to minister to those who may relate to their stories.
I can identify with the hurt of man coming through these prison walls, or man who have almost attempted to kill someone.
John is also ready to use his story and new knowledge for ministry.
My plan is deals with Bible studies. I really want to help the sex offenders that help deal with their treatments.
Dr. Thad James is vice president at BTS. He acknowledges some may have concerns about the inmates' re-entry into society and plans for a life in ministry.
I see the changes in the lives of these men, and knowing personally what they're in here for, but also seeing their changed lives.
Praising my Savior all the day long.
It's helped me see that there are people who actually care for the prisoners, that are willing to help, that all is not lost, that we can change.
And Dr. James told me the program was modeled after ones in South Carolina and Louisiana, but he says the curriculum is very close to what is currently taught at Birmingham Theological Seminary, and donations cover all the costs.
Fun job, I like it. I like it a lot.
Cedric Perry sprays herbicides.
What we're really trying to do is beautify the city of Birmingham.
While it's a job that pays the bills, spraying is also what Perry looks forward to every day.
You know, since I've been out, this is the first real test that I ever had to go through as far as, you know, accomplishing something. And that's why I'm so passionate about spraying. Work takes away a lot of the negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whereas an idle mind is the devil workshop.
Perry was released from prison 2 years ago after serving 23 years.
Well, I was in for murder.
Last year, Perry became a landscape crew leader for Birmingham Public Works Department, a time when initial job applications no longer ask for criminal history because of Mayor William Bell's executive order banning the box.
Every person that's been incarcerated, especially as long as I have, when you get out, you need to get you a job. But if people are still holding, you know, the ex-felon thing over your head, then you automatically got a dark cloud cast over you, because that makes it harder for you to get, you know, work.
The city of Birmingham joined more than 100 municipalities in 20 states in the Ban the Box initiative. More than 25 private businesses in Birmingham have also now banned the box on some applications, a move that Perry says gives him a chance to succeed.
I just got me a house, brand new house. I have a new car. So, you know, I think I'm going in the right direction.
Perry tells me he has more goals he wants to achieve. He wants to get married, and he also wants to one day be supervisor for spraying in the Public Works Department. Hey Facebook, Lauren Walsh again. I am in Fairfield, right across from Western Hills Mall. I just finished talking to the police chief, and I can tell you an update. He told me that all 4 people with injuries there's still minor injuries to his knowledge. They're doing okay. Let me show you what the damage looks like now. This is the business area right across the street from the mall. This was a liquor store. I'm gonna zoom in. You can see the roof is off, but you can see just how much. You can see all of the liquor, all the cases. Hey Chief, I'm live on the 3340 Facebook page. I know you're busy. Anything new? Any new updates?
No, it seems to be everybody's okay. We hadn't had any more injuries at this time. Just limit travel in the city. That's the main thing right now. We're just trying to get these streets clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
So you heard the chief. Limit travel in Fairfield right now. MLK, Aaron Aronoff, both streets that are blocked off right now. He's saying that's the biggest thing you can do to help is limit travel. Hey Facebook, Lauren out here. I'm at Legion Field where it's the final hour of campaigning for Birmingham's municipal elections. Let me show you around. There is a lot to see out here. There are a lot of candidates out here, and there also are a lot of supporters. You see two of the candidates for City Council District 5, Daryl Quinn and Jonathan Austin, who's the incumbent, and you guys are competing and you're together right now.
Yeah, we're just chatting it up, talking about how things are going, you know, how crazy the scene is over here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is, but it's good that people are paying attention. We want as many people to come out and vote. There's another candidate right there.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Davis.
Hey Randall, we are live on Facebook with ABC 3340. What's your message to people who haven't voted yet?
Hey, there's still time to get out and vote. You can call me, 205-706-0038 if you need a ride to the polls. This is an important election. Up until 7 o'clock, you have the opportunity to vote. Let's make a difference. Join me, Randall Whitford from there.
How are you feeling right now?
Oh, we feel good. We've been working hard for the last year, and I'm just honored to be a part of this process.
Thank you, Mr. Woodfin. Good luck tonight. There's potential for some major leadership change in Birmingham this week because Mayor William Bell is facing 11 challengers for the mayor's seat in Birmingham. Now, all 9 city council seats are also contested. 8 of the city council members are running for re-election. The only one not running again would be Marcus Lundy in District 9. So I'm walking over to Mayor Bell now. Mayor, we're live on Facebook with ABC 3340. How are you
Hello,
doing?
everybody. I'm doing well, doing well.
Hey Facebook, Lauren Walsh here in the ABC 3340 newsroom. We are getting ready for a jam-packed newscast at 4 o'clock, but I first have an important update I want to tell you about. We've been in touch all day with Congressman Mo Brooks and Congressman Gary Palmer, both of which were at the baseball field this morning and have a dramatic story as they heard the gunshots unfold. We're going to bring you those stories at 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, but I also want to tell you right now that they have both just confirmed to me that they do plan to play in the congressional baseball game tomorrow.